Thank God it's a Friday, the first Friday of the month, March 5, 2021. Dumating na po ang bakuna ng Astra Zeneca, kagabi 487,000 doses in all. At March 15 ang first anniversary ng lockdown, almost 1 year na po. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Benji Chodoro. Nag-start po akong mag-stock market report noong Agosto. Naghahatid din po ako ng pinaka-latest na balita sa ating paboritong stocks. If you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. And join me today as we take a look at the news on Abra Mining, DMCI, PLDT, Monde Nissin, at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE. Ngayong araw, March 5, 2021, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. From Business World, PSE suspends trading of Abra Mining shares. The Philippine Stock Exchange suspended on Thursday the trading of shares of Abra Mining and Industrial Corp, which the market operator found to be selling stocks beyond the number of its listed shares. Along with the Philippine Depository Trust Corp, PDTC, the exchange found the mining company to have violated 3 rules based on its disclosure and reports. The number of Abra Mining's fully paid and issued outstanding shares exceeded its listed shares, violating a PSE guideline that requires all fully paid and issued outstanding shares be listed. However, yung mga analyst believes that Abra Mining can comply with the PDC requirement within the coming days. So that's news on Abra Mining, which is not so good news. So let's go now to another news on DMCI. From the business world, DMCI Holdings posts 34% profit decline to 2 billion. DMCI Holdings, or DMC, on Thursday reported a 32% drop in its fourth quarter core net income to 2.1 billion as the lockdown measures last year hit the construction industry. In contrast, consolidated quarterly earnings jumped 59% to 1.5 billion with the absence of one-time goodwill impairment loss, the Consuni-led holding firm said in a press release. The community quarantines hit our construction productivity, while weak market conditions drag sales performance of most of our businesses, DMCI Holdings Chairman and President Isidro Consuni said. For the full year 2020, consolidated net income fell 44% to 5.9 billion, which the firm attributed largely to strict quarantine restrictions and economic impact on the pandemic. Semirara Mining and Power Corporation recorded a 65% decline in core income contribution to 2 billion after a decrease in coal sales and prices for coal and electricity. So, kita pa rin si DMCI Holdings, dumiit lang yung kanyang profit. And may I share with you Nomura's commentary? DMC's full year 2020 results appear to have met our full year estimate as listed sub-SEC's lower than expected contribution was offset by the outperformance of its unlisted business units. We await further details from DMC's analyst briefing later this afternoon. We currently have a neutral on DMC with a target price of 540. And then let's go to the news on PLDT. Pangilinan bullish on PLDT exceeding 30 billion core profit guidance. PLDT Inc. is hoping to exceed its core profit guidance of 29 to 30 billion for 2021 despite the worrisome economic outlook its top officials said. The company is banking on confidence it built from how it performed during the first year of the coronavirus pandemic, where its full-year attributable net income grew 8% to 24.28 billion. We won't stop at 30 billion. We want to push on, Manny Pangilinan, PLDT Chairman, President, and CEO said in a virtual meeting on Thursday. So that's news for PLDT, and it's good that they are bullish on 2021 with the delivery of the vaccines. And finally, may I share with you an upcoming IPO from Lucky Me. Food giant Monde Nissin, the makers of Lucky Me, eyes Philippines' biggest IPO. Food manufacturer Monde Nissin Corp is eyeing to raise up to 72 billion in long-anticipated initial public offering, poised to become the largest in history. The company behind the hugely popular Lucky Me instant noodles will initially sell 3.6 billion common shares at an offer price of $17.50 each, filing documents released by the SEC on Thursday showed. If that plan is realized, Nissin would raise approximately 60.4 billion net expenses and other charges. Yet the company still has the option to sell 540 million more shares if demand is strong, allowing a blockbuster sale of up to 72 billion. And then whichever is raised, Monde Nissin is bound to beat capital raised by Robinson Retail Holdings. Robinson's Retail pala yung largest, which holds the title as the largest IPO in 2013. Monde will be the second company to go public this year, following the DDMP REIT, which will be selling shares listed later this month. Okay, so ang tadbayanan po natin yung IPO ni Monde Nissin, and 2021 seemed to be a bullish year. So let's now go to the Philippine Stock Exchange Index and how it fared today. The PSEI ended almost flat, losing just 1.12 points or 0.02% from the previous day's closing price, with net foreign selling at 595.70 million pesos. So it's a profit-taking day in the PSE. But this ended in a green candlestick since the closing price is higher than the opening price. But the comparison actually here is the previous day's closing, which closed at 69.11, 68.81 lang ngayon. I'm sorry. It closed yesterday at 68.82 and it's now at 68.81, just 1.12 points. So let's take a look at the market activity. 135 companies declined, 87 advanced, while 45 remained unchanged. As for the all-share index, it lost 4.68 points or 0.11%. The sectoral indices ended mixed. The financials, properties, and services were in the green, while the holding companies, industrials, and mining were in the red. The gainers was led by the services at 1.05%, while the decliners was led by mining at 2.45%. Now, let's take a look at the most active stocks. So we will be reviewing DAVIN, which is number 1. We'll take a look at DAVIN later on what happened here. BDO, SM, ICT, Ali, DT, SMPH, MBT, Dito, BPI, and Merrimart. Okay, so we will be reviewing these stocks. Let's start with DaVinci. Actually, DaVinci is a third liner, no? Kasi ang market cap lang niya is 127.84 million. Third to fourth liner siguro ito. Let's see what happened here. There was a gap up from the previous day. It opened at 780 and closed at 491. So it was having a volatile week. So medyo magalaw siya in the past few days. Let's take a look at the news. Mukhang may backdoor listing to. Let's see the news on that backdoor listing. Okay, in compliance with the exchange letter dated February 24, 2021, stating the recent transaction of DaVinci Capital Holdings are covered by the exchange rules on backdoor listing. The company is submitting a corporate comprehensive disclosure to appropriately apprise the trading participants and investing public of the said transaction. So somebody is buying into DaVinci. Disclosure in connection with the subscription InvestCap Incorporated to 25% of the increased authorized capital stock or the amount of 418,100,000 divided into 4,181 billion common shares to support the increase in authorized capital stock of DaVinci Holding Inc. to 2 billion as approved by the stockholders on November 20, 2020. The proposed issuance of common shares of stock of DaVinci in exchange for Costco Capital Inc. shares of stock in its subsidiaries, specifically Montosco Inc., Meritus Prime Distribution, and Premier Wine and Spirits. So there is a backdoor listing in which Costco Capital is buying into DaVinci. Pero bumaba ngayon but this is 2 days ago, so dapat na price in na ito ng market, ano? Anyway, so it's just, I don't know, bearish yung sentiment nitong stock, ano? I cannot say definitely where the stock is going because it's too early to tell, no? But generally it's going down because the RSI is at 38, meaning it's below 50, so it's a bearish sentiment. So abangan nyo lang in the coming days on where this stock will go, but I'm not very keen on this stock because this is a third to fourth liner to Maliit lang yung market cap niya. So let's take a look at BDO. BDO moved up 1.9 or 1 peso 90 centavos or 1.74% higher. There is net foreign buying. The trend is moving upwards since the candlesticks in the past 4 days had been above our indicators, specifically the 20, 50, and 100-day exponential moving averages. Our RSI is also at 57, which is a bullish number. So the nearest support, as I have reported yesterday, is at 13. Yan, 12.95 to 13, while the nearest resistance of BDO dito siya sa 103. Next, let's take a look at ICT. ICT had a solid green candlestick today. So nag-recover siya, no? Opened at 120, closed at 124 or 6 points higher. Generally moving sideways unless we see another green candlestick in which we can say that the trend had changed. So the nearest resistance, nandito siya sa 126 to 127. The nearest support is here, 118.32. So itatest muna niya yung resistance niya sa 126 to 129. Yan yung resistance level ni International Container Terminal, which incidentally had a positive financials, ano? it gained 1% from the previous year. While other companies did not gain, ito, tumaas 1%, tumaas pa rin yung kanyang profit. After ICT, si SM. Okay, SM had a lower candlestick today, but it's a green candlestick. Generally, it's moving sideways. Our RSI is 49, borderline, which is sideways movement. Yung kanyang resistance, naglalaro lang siya dito. And if we will draw a Darvas box, generally yan yung movement ng kanyang stock, ano? The upper level is at 1075, while the lower level is 1011, which will form our support. Resistance is at 1075. Generally moving sideways. Then Ali. I think Ali ended flat. Yeah, it ended flat at 3850. Pero in general still moving sideways, since our indicators are piercing through the candlestick, particularly the 50 and the 20-day exponential moving average. But our RSI is bearish at 43. So bearish yung kanyang sentiment. Bearish to sideways ang kanyang movement. Then let's take a look at Dito. Sideways pa rin ang movement ni Dito. Ended with the red candlestick. By the way, Friday is a profit-taking day in the PSE. In general, there are exceptional days when it ended in the green. Pero now it's a red candlestick, or most of the stocks ended in the red. Our RSI is at 49, meaning this is just a sideways movement. After dito, MBT. Okay, MBT recovered, gained 1.77 points or 0.85 centavos, but in general still moving sideways. So I'm just amazed on this formation. No? There's a formation here, there's a formation here. So parang isolated islands sila, no? Just like what I've noted yesterday, yung lower level would be our resistance. Ito, nasa 47.80. The upper level, may mid-level siya. This is the mid-level at 50, which is our first support. And our second support would be here. I'm sorry. The first resistance is at 50 and the second resistance is at 52. So the support is at 47.80. Meron tayong 3 levels dito. Or yung tawag ng mga arkitekto split levels. If I will take a look at the trend, generally it's moving sideways. So mukhang dividend play lang tong si Metrobank na pagkatapos mag-ex-date, bumaba yung kanyang stock. After MBT is SMPH. Okay, SMPH again, looks like it's moving sideways from my point of view. Nag-dip siya lang dito. Yung support level niya is somewhere here at 35. Pero in general, right now the stock is moving sideways. The resistance is here at 38. Nearest is there. So if you trade the stock, trade the range, buy at 35, sell at 38. But make sure that your risk-reward ratio is 1:2. 1 is your risk, 2 is your reward. The RSI is 50, just above 50, but from the looks of it, it's generally moving sideways. Then BPI. Okay, BPI still on a an upward trend. In general, it's moving upward. Though it ended with a red candlestick today, our 3 main indicators are still below our candlestick, which is a bullish trend. Our RSI is above 50, it's up 52.81. So generally moving upwards, CBPI. So if we will draw a parallel channel, ano lang siya, slightly up lang siya. Yan yung movement ni BPI. slightly up. There's a slight overshoot, but it's moving upwards. So if we will take a look yung sa ating channel, yung nearest support, nandito siya. 83.94, the nearest support. Pero pwede nating sabihin na yung EMA20 ang nearest support, no? So lagay na natin sa 86. Yung nearest support following the EMA20, and the nearest resistance would be here at 89. Will be our nearest resistance. I have a position in BPI and my target price is 92. Yun po ang target price ko sa stock. Then finally we have Merrimart. Okay, Merrimart ended in the red and it's already bearish. So our RSI is at 35 and our two main indicators, the EMA 50 and the EMA 20 have crossed over the candlestick. So it's already bearish. And let's place the support level of Merrimart at EMA 100. That's 5.86. Yan yung nearest support ni Merrimart. The nearest resistance is here at 750. Pero bearish na po siya. RSI is below, it's having a bearish number and it ended lower today. So wait first for a green candlestick before you buy the stock if you intend to buy in the short term. Yan po ang ating stock market report March 5, 2021. Ito po si Benji Chadoro, nagpapaalala, magpabakuna ng maaga ng di maabala. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik. Enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.